Hey everyone, it is after midnight, so I guess it's Friday technically. Um, I didn't get to pull my orders this morning, so I'm trying to get everything packed up for 3 a.m. hits here on our. It's like midnight Pacific time. I have to have a bunch of these orders out, so I went ahead and just pulled everything that I got sold up to this point right now, which is about 34 orders for $982. Not all of these items have to get out here today, so and I found some of my past due items. They were in a box, in a box, in a box. That's why I did not see them. So this little water tower sold for, wait for it, $5. I sold this church here. There's some roof pieces and everything to it, so it's not fully assembled. That sold for $5.99. What else is past due? This little Buddha guy I forgot to pull the other day. He is a hollow ceramic Buddha. He sold for $14.99. That's all my past due stuff. And then this will be everything that I have to get out tonight. Depending on how all this packing goes, I may go ahead and get started on the stuff that definitely needs to go out today. Stacking stuff on top of stuff here. I sold a marble. This marble came in a lot of other marbles. But this one marble is the reason why I bought all the other marbles, because I saw this one and I was like, this one looks really unique. So it sold for $34.99. But this is a large, I guess, shooter marble. But it looks like something's like almost like printed on the inside. It's really not coming off very well on this camera lens here. But really cool effect. Almost got like a snake skin kind of design to it. It's a contemporary marble. Obviously how smooth it is. It's not perfect. It's been dinged a couple times, but I still thought it was an amazing piece, and apparently somebody else did too, because that's why they bought it, right? My DVD sale ends tonight, so I will no longer be seeing any more 50% off DVDs. I don't know. I might just purge a bunch of DVDs, because out of the collections, especially like a lot of these older ones like this, that I'm getting like $1.31 for Pearl Harbor. It's like, really? Why am I holding on to that? I mean, at the $2.50, was it even worth it? So I may just go through, and because I still need to do my inventory for the year, which I haven't done yet, and I may just purge any DVD that's maybe under a certain price point. Maybe everything under $5 might be a good place to be. Then this place, pair of plates. They're German. That's why I snagged these from. I think everything was $1 from this guy. So I think, but he, like, if it was a pair. So I got both of these plates for $1. They sold for $30. So anytime I find like plates like this that are made like Germany, Italy, I will pick them up for cheap and try them out. And these have not been listed for very long. And they're very easy to ship since they're so small. I sold some model stuff here. So these are like little kits that you buy to flare up your models that you got. These go to a Millennium Falcon model kit from like the 70s and 80s, the MPC Ertl models of the Millennium Falcon. So these you can modify to make your engines look a lot cooler. These are 2 different packs. A guy bought one, and then he saw I had another one listed, so he asked if I would combine shipping, and I'm like, yes. So he went ahead and bought both of them. This set here sold for $18.79. And this set here sold for $19.99. So I must have sent him an offer on one. And then he saw I had another one and bought that one. Next item up for sale, or that sold, is everybody's favorite Spice Girl, Mel B. I don't know. Who's your favorite Spice Girl? But Mel B sold for $26.99. This came from the Barbie estate. It was the only Spice Girl that she had. I couldn't believe it. Did not have any of the other Spice Girls. Finally, I am out currently of these little Mac the Knight guys. He is the last harmonica one that I have. I do have some of the McDonald's ones I haven't listed, but they're a lot cheaper than these little PVC ones. I don't think these came in Happy Meals. I think these were like you had to buy these separately, or they were sold separately. I don't know where they were sold, but there was like 4 of them in that series. That harmonica one, I just happened to find like a whole bag full of them at one point. And I've listed them. The last one sold for $7.04. I think I got a quarter into the guys, if that. Merciful Fate here. This is a remastered. Is this a gold? It says gold, so if I look at the bottom of this, it should be gold. Yeah, you can see it's gold instead of silver on the bottom. That sold for $35.99. Anytime you find a CD and it has gold on the bottom, buy it. No matter what group it is, it's going to be a very valuable CD. We sold a plushie guy. This is a little buzzard guy. I always thought this guy was cool when I found him. He took a little while to sell. There were other ones listed. I think I started him out at $15.99. He just sold for $13.11. This was, sold in your Hallmark your Hallmark gift card stores back in the 80s, I guess. He was kind of like one of those, I think you were like supposed to buy him for like a retirement gift or something like that. I don't know. Gag gift. The old buzzard in the office. He's a cool little piece. For $13.11. I got a whole lot of these old sports magazines from the 50s and 60s. All the boxing ones sold right away. These baseball ones have been sitting in the store for a year. This one was horrible because it has this little stain on the front of it. This is Sports Illustrated from 1956. Brooklyn Dodgers, $6.99. Kind of glad that's gone. I still got like 4 more older books still in there. I'm not going to show you all of these, but I have a lot of 35 of these paperback books. They are the 3 Investigators Mystery Series from Alfred Hitchcock, I believe, maybe. Yeah, the 3 little investigators. Yeah, you see the little Alfred Hitchcock guy there. Little logo there. Some of them are really rough. Some of them are really good condition. They were kind of all over the place, so I listed them as acceptable. So hopefully the guy is excited with them and not going to bitch that a lot of them are in really rough shape, because I did not photograph these, so I don't know how well they took photographs of these books. But they sold for $99.99, $100 for 35. I seen just like lots of like 6 or 7 of them going for like $25. So I figured somebody's going to get a steal of a deal of 35 books. I originally listed it at like 20 books for $75, but I ended up finding another 15 in that collection of that we got from a storage unit a couple weeks back with a whole bunch of books and stuff. So I added that to the listing and bumped it up another $25. I haven't sold a Lego set in a while. This is a Ninjago set. I think I probably paid too much for this because it didn't sell for much. $22.49. I either paid $10 or $15 for this. I don't remember where I got it. So they got it back in May, so it's been sitting for a minute. I do kind of miss how I had that listed there, so I know how long I had it. So I probably paid $15. I bought this whenever I bought a big Star Wars set that sold almost right away for nearly $100. So if we take those two in consideration, just one was a long tail and one was not. These are really cool. I'm not going to show. I got 3 of these books. They are of Russian posters. Propaganda. I don't know if you want to call them propaganda posters. There's different ones, but they're like reprints of all these posters that you would have seen in Russia. There's 3 books of these. They're, I don't know, do I put how big, tall they are? No, but they're massive tabletop books, maybe. One of them is political. One of them is like of art, so like of ballets and stuff like that. And then one's like, I guess, modern art and like movies. All from like the 80s and stuff like that. I think these were printed. Yeah, 1987 these books were printed. That sold for $70.49, and I think I've got like $20 into that. I believe I paid up a little bit for that. Thinking it might be worth a little bit more than what it was, but I'm still pretty happy with what it sold for. We sold a few CDs here. Got a little mess going on here on the desk. Trance and Trippin'. So it's like one of those EM ones where you take ecstasy and listen to some music, I guess, or some mushrooms. That dance CD sold for $24.29. So it must be a little bit of a hard one to find. Sold a DVD of this anime or manga, or I don't know what you want to call it. Contains volumes 1 and 2, episodes 1 through 7. So I've had this in the store forever. It sold for $2.95 on the 50% off discount. Glad to see that gone because it's been sitting for such a long time. Here's another item I've had for a very long time. I've had these little DC buttons. I finally sold one. No, I guess, yeah, because I remember I bought 10 of them, and it says it's still got 9 left. So I sold one for $3.28. Oh well. Not all your buys are fast sellers, but it's such a small item, and it's not ever really been in the way. This is a book called Life of the Party. This hasn't been listed for maybe about a year. It sold for $26.99. as long as you got storage for it, it can sit. Not everything has to sell as soon as you list it. Pledges on DVD, sealed. This is part of the horror collection that I bought out, obviously. Sold at 50% off for $2.99. Sorry, I'm not supposed to click my tongue. People say that's annoying. I don't even realize I do it until somebody said something. This is a military compass. It does work. It sold for $39.99. $40 for a military compass. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is, my kids would say. This is crazy. Can't believe how fast this sold. Almost within listing, this cookie jar with this stupid... I knew this stuff was popular again. This country motif, I guess, is cottage core. This 80s duck stuff is made a resurgence again, like the mushroom canisters and stuff. Not a high dollar on this because I think this is really readily available out there in the marketplace to find, but it sold for $39.99 plus shipping, obviously. We charge shipping on everything. The 13th floor elevators sold for $5.99. I have no idea what it is, but they are a repeat buyer, so I'm very happy about that. Somebody I have heard of is Demi Lovato. Did I pull the right one? Yeah, Demi Lovato. Here we go again. Sold for $4.89. Oh, we sold a Star Trek figure from a friend of mine. Sold me a whole bunch of Star Trek figures for like $10. I sold quite a bit. I still got half of what he gave me, but I've already like 10x'd my money off of that. This poor little guy here only netted me $5.09. Still got a lot of good characters left, like Janeway and stuff, so I'm surprised those haven't sold, but I guess I haven't gotten down to the price point that somebody wants to buy it. We sold The Grateful Dead. This is Built to Last. It sold for $4.39. I sold a Care Bear. This one's got a couple little stains on them. That's probably why he sold for so cheap. He sold for $13.70. Hopefully they seen the stainage on him. Sold Tom Watts. Man, that music collection I got had I listed recently had like every CD of Tom Watts. I'm not to listen to his music because somebody really likes him. This is like the third CD I've sold of it. I think I listed like 10 different CDs of his. This sold for $5.63. Almost to the bottom of my cufflinks, I think. I have one pair left. Somebody bought 2 more of these Ford cufflinks. 2 pairs of those for $12.98. That was another epic buy. And then I sold like these souvenir. They call them tea towels. They're kind of like tapestries. This is the story of ships King George funded or something like that, I think. It's got like all these different ships that King George, I guess, had built to go discover something or another. I don't know. It sold for $14.99. I love finding these old mid-century collectibles. I got probably another 15 of those, different styles. One of my favorite ones is the Guinness factory. This colonial house sold That's some dude like sending me all kinds of ridiculous messages on these Plasticville house. He's trying to build a tiny village, he says, and he wants to add that particular colonial house to his collection, but it had to. He wanted all the measurements on. I'm like, bro, it's O scale. It's about as into it that I'm gonna get you. So I don't know if he. No, I think Jen ended up blocking that guy because he kept just going on and on and on. I think he ended up asking like 8 or 9 questions before he finally just like blocked this guy. And then this Blu-rays. Yeah, it says sold via promoted listing, but it doesn't say it's sold on sale. Creepazoids on Blu-ray. These should be on sale. And I think that's everything that has sold as of right now, as of whatever time it is now, midnight, 12:30 a.m. I just got off work, so I had to come out here and get this taken care of. So I don't know if I'll be posting up a video until Saturday, probably at this point, because I don't know what will sell between now and 3 a.m. That's the only thing that would definitely have to be out tomorrow. And again, I don't know if I'm going to get all this packed up tonight because I am beat. But I definitely have at least 10 items that I must get the labels printed in the next hour or 2 hours and 2.5 hours. Which I don't want to try to be out here for another 30 minutes. So we'll see what I can get accomplished. So keep hustling, everyone.